Welcome back. In our top business story, a delegation from the UAE headed by Finance Minister Obaid Humaid Al-Tayyer will be taking part in the annual meeting between the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund starting on Friday in Washington. At the meeting, Al-Tayyer will hold a speech on the world monetary system, the status of financial markets, and on credit risks. He will also participate in the G20 meeting taking place on the sidelines of the event, which will be addressing recent global economic developments, including those in the Arab world. Also, Al-Tayyer aims to promote the economic cooperation among the Arab states. Arab Tech Holding announced that Sheikh Bouti bin Maktoum Al Maktoum resigned as chairman of the board and on Monday elected Ibrahim Bel-Sela to replace him. Bel-Sela has been an Arab Tech board member since May 2008 and has served as chairman of the audit committee. He is also the chairman of jewelry retailer Damas. Arab Tech also said it accepted the resignation of board member Sheikh Sultan bin Zakar Al Qasimi, the Dubai-based company said in a statement on the DFM's website. And there is also some reshuffling going on at Arab Heavy Industries. Abu Bakr Mohammed Noor will become the director of the board, while board member Fu Seng resigned. Emaar Properties is searching for buyers for 2 hotels in its flagship development downtown Burj Dubai, near the world's tallest tower, the Burj Khalifa. The company is understood to be looking to sell off the Al Manzil and Kamardin hotels, as well as other property assets in the downtown area, according to a local report. Already in November, Emaar was said to be mulling the sale of its Dubai headquarters alongside a number of the buildings within Emaar Square and Emaar Business Park. And let's now look at the stock indices across the GCC. World business news. The International Monetary Fund downgraded its global economic outlook due to the sluggish growth in the advanced economies. However, the emerging markets are holding up quite well, according to its World Economic Outlook report. There, the IMF estimates that the world economy will now only grow by 4% this year and next, and not as previously anticipated by 4.3% in 2011 and 4.5% in 2012. The fund lowered its growth forecast due to several shocks that hit the world economy this year, for instance, the devastating earthquake and tsunami in Japan. At the same time, the US economy had stalled and the euro area encountered major financial turbulences, combined with increasing market worries about a debt default in Greece.
What has happened is that markets have become more skeptical about the ability of policymakers, of governments, to stabilize their public debt. Worries have spread from countries at the periphery of Europe to countries in the core of Europe, and then to others, Japan, even the United States.
Speaking of a Greek default, all eyes are again on the highly indebted country, as yesterday talks between Greece and delegates from the EU, IMF and the ECB ended without the parties reaching a deal. The Troika again meets with Greek ministers today to see whether the country made further progress in cutting its deficit. That is a precondition for Greece to receive another 8 billion euros of bailout money. Otherwise, the country will be bankrupt by the beginning of next month. The government is therefore enthusiastically promising deeper spending cuts. However, those efforts might be useless, as a Greek default is not a matter of if, some experts say, but when.
There might be something to be said for a default or a restructuring or whatever you want to call it sooner rather than later. But of course, there are likely to be some consequences for other countries that are currently part of the euro that may exacerbate the situation if this is not handled quickly and in an orderly fashion.
UBS board members are in Singapore to discuss plans for a radical overhaul of the Swiss bank's investment banking business. UBS is under pressure to protect its core wealth management unit from its riskier investment operations also, but not only, because of the $2.3 billion loss from a rogue trading scandal that was unveiled last week. Top shareholder Singapore Sovereign Wealth Fund GIC expressed its disappointment at the losses and urged firm action to restore confidence. Meanwhile, UBS CEO Oswald Grübel, after calls for his resignation over the scandal, said he has the board's full support. Before we go, here's a quick overview of the oil, precious metals and currency markets, and after that we have the day's sports news for you.